Hello YouTube, Wes here, checking in with a brand new episode of the Let's Get Digital show. This is where I talk about CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, those kind of things that I'm picking up. Do this kind of once a month. I'm several months behind at this point. I'm trying to get caught up on these, and these are my finds from November 2022. So we're quite a few months behind, but I'm working my way through making these videos and getting these out there so you can see what I found, and it's all new to you. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start off with some CDs I found. This first one was a freebie that came from my work. It was left on one of the tables in sort of a break area, and at first I thought maybe somebody had just left it behind, but it was left sort of standing up, like, you know, it was on display kind of thing. And I waited like a day and it was still there the next day, and so I went ahead and grabbed it because it was apparently somebody was giving this away. And this is Gary Clark Jr.'s album This Land, from 2019 or so. Really great album. I did purchase this on vinyl when it came out. Really love it, and I said, well, I'd like to have it on CD as well. So I went ahead and grabbed this one. Nice sort of digipack kind of sleeve with a booklet and everything in there. Excellent album if you like Gary Clark Jr. A lot of variety on this album. You know, some blues, hard rock kind of stuff. He does some more like reggae type things, some kind of hip-hop-ish sort of things. Really good stuff, and I was glad to pick that one up for free and add it to the collection and have it be a backup of my vinyl copy. So that was the first thing I picked up. This next stack here I'll share with you all came from the Humane Society. The first thing I got here to share with you is Aimee Mann, Bachelor 1 and 2. I've heard the name Aimee Mann before, but I'm not familiar with their work, so I decided, sure, we'll go ahead and grab this and check it out. They're 50 cents there at the Humane Society, so really reasonably priced. This next one, Augustana, Can't Love, Can't Hurt, 2008. Another one where I've heard the name Augustana before. I'm not real. I think they're maybe a Britpop kind of band, but that's just. This is a wild guess. It seems like maybe they are, but yeah. We'll check that out at some point. Here's a newer one from Bob Seger, and this one's titled Face the Promise from 2006. Of course, very familiar with Bob Seger, but haven't listened to anything new, so it'll be interesting sort of listen to check this out and see what it's all about. Grab that. This next one, another blind buy. It was still sealed. This is Bad Wolves with Nation, Nation. Not sure what I'm getting into there, but still sealed. I'll go ahead and check that out. Next up, we have Andy Cook with Sing Dionysus. Really pretty artwork on this. Do you like the colorful artwork on that? From 2010, it looks like the year is on that. This next one was pretty cool. This is actually something I bought on vinyl in the 90s. I didn't buy much new vinyl in the 90s, but this is one of them. This is John Spencer Blues Explosion with Orange, I think is the title of this one. It's Orange is the title. Yeah, really cool. This is something I went into what was then my local record store, which has since closed many years ago. And they were playing this, and it was like, what is this? Kind of checked out what it is, and it was a new release, and I was like, yeah, I kind of dig that. It's kind of bluesy, punky mixture kind of thing that would happen in the 90s, and I dug what I was hearing, so I went ahead and bought this on vinyl. I still have my vinyl copy back there, but saw this on CD there and thought, yeah, I'd like to have that on CD as well. Grab that one. Next up, some jazz here. We got, this is Jimmy Smith with the Midnight Special. Classic one from him. This is on the Heritage Jazz label. And then last from the Humane Society there, we have Herbie Hancock with The New Standard from 1996. So somewhat newer for Herbie Hancock. You know, he's well known late 70s, early 80s period. Yeah, really cool. Released on Verve in this orange case. That was neat. All right, moving on, I'm going to talk about some finds from the Hospice thrift store, another great thrift store here in my town. They're also 50 cents a piece there for CDs, so really good price as well. This first one is Roseanne Cash, The River and the Thread, from 2014 is the year on this one. It comes in this nice hardbound book kind of style case or packaging with lots and lots of you know, photos and liner notes and lyrics and whatnot, and then the CDs in the back here. Yeah, so that's a cool one from Roseanne Cash. Saw her live at the Florida Folk Festival probably around 2014. So that'll be a fun one to visit. Here's another artist I've heard a lot about, but have not really explored their catalog at all. This is Chris Stapleton with Traveler. An album I see around a lot, so hopefully this is one of the good ones, and I will enjoy checking this out. But yeah, Chris Stapleton, Traveler. Next up is a CD and DVD. This is Adele at the Royal Albert Hall. 2011 is the date on this one, so you know, there's the track listing on the back. Yeah, nice sort of set of Adele stuff. One for the 20th Century Masters kind of series. This is Etta James. It's a pretty cool one to find. Do like some Etta James. Got some of her big hits on there. Next up, we got Rumor with Seasons of My Soul. This is a blind buy for me. Had an interesting look to it. Thought I'd go ahead and try that out. And we got one here from John Legend. This is Love in the Future. Maybe it seems like sort of a concept kind of album. Yeah. I guess it's a deluxe edition. It's got several bonus tracks on it, so that was a nice find. Do like the look of that. All right, and then the last one from the Hospice thrift store, we have Bon Jovi with What About Now. It looks like 2013 is the year on this one, so another sort of new one from an older artist that I just haven't really explored modern sort of Bon Jovi kind of stuff, but see what that's all about. All right, this next stack I have for you are from the Repurpose Project thrift store, one of my favorite thrift stores in town, and they are 75 cents a piece there. They've raised their prices. They used to be 50 cents a piece, and now they actually went up again. They're $1 a piece, or if you buy 3, you get them for $2. But still, I mean, $1 or less for a CD is a great deal, so I'm not complaining. First one we got here is a really cool one. Pat Metheny Group, self-titled on ECM with Lyle Mays, Mark Egan, and Dan Gottlieb. So yeah, classic one there. And it's a West German CD. Pretty cool. We got Coldplay with Milo Xyloto, however that's pronounced. I probably picked this up somewhere in the past, but I wasn't sure, so I went ahead and grabbed it. But yeah, just another one for the Coldplay collection. I do enjoy some Coldplay, not gonna lie. Here's a nice one, another sort of hardcover digipack kind of book thing here. Pearl Jam's Lightning Bolt. When did they release this one? Not seeing a date quickly, but the Pearl Jam fans out there will know. I do enjoy Pearl Jam. Yeah, nice booklet in this one. You know, being this kind of packaging, and Disc is in the back here. Copy of Don McLean's American Pie. Used to find this in thrift stores all the time on vinyl, and it was always beat, so it's a well-loved record. Don't too often come across it on CD, so that was pretty cool. More likely to find like a greatest hits or something like that. One here from the Doors, Morrison Hotel. Classic album from them. All right, here was a fun one to find. David Bowie's Heathen. Yeah, really glad to have found this. I think, was this recently reissued on vinyl or record store day title or something? But yeah, just cool to own a physical copy of it. Do occasionally find Super Audio CDs in the thrift store, and this is a compilation from Stockfish Records. Yeah, don't know much about Stockfish Records, but Super Audio CD for 75 cents. I'm going to pick it up and give it a try, because I do have the capability to play these. So that's pretty nice. And I got one here from Tanya Tucker. This is Fire to Fire. Do like female country artists, and Tanya Tucker in particular. So we'll enjoy that, I'm sure. And then lastly, we have a live concert from the Fillmore Theater with a band called Something Corporate. Yeah, I don't know much about them, but has a pretty cool look to it. And this is a Mountain Dew sponsored release. Yeah, so just an odd thing. Burning Van, Mountain Dew, a logo on the back of there, and yeah, Something Corporate. I wonder if they're kind of like, I don't know. I have no idea what this is going to sound like, but looked interesting, so I thought, what the heck, we'll give it a shot. And then the last stack of CDs I have to share all came from the Second and Charles in Jacksonville. Took a trip up to Jacksonville in November, and picked up a pretty good stack of CDs actually here. I hadn't been there in a while, and have been looking more and more for CDs recently, so I spent some more time browsing the CDs while I was there. I don't think I bought any vinyl while I was there, which is interesting. The first thing we got here, another release from David Bowie, and this is Hours. They charged $3.40 for that one. They usually have oddball pricing at the Second and Charles. If you're not familiar with Second and Charles, it's kind of like a half-price books kind of store where they buy and sell mostly used media of all kinds. Next up, for $2.95, we got Ben Harper with Diamonds on the Inside. Next up, for $5.05, we have Gautier's Making Mirrors. I did have this on vinyl. The value of the vinyl got to a ridiculous price, in my opinion, and I sold it. So went ahead and picked this up on CD so I could at least have a physical copy of it. Because, yeah, there's really no particular reason to have this on vinyl, in my opinion, when it's selling for crazy prices. So I went ahead and sold it and bought the CD. Next up, we got Frankie Goes to Hollywood with Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Classic 80s album here. $3.80 for that one. Next up, still on the hunt for dual discs, and I'm steadily finding them. I think there's only around 180 that were ever released. 180 titles, so I'm slowly trying to find them all. This was a pretty cool one. This is a fairly rare one, fairly obscure one. AC/DC's Back in Black. This was one of the first dual discs they released. This was kind of like one of their big heavy hitters that they used to try to sell the format. Obviously, the format didn't stick around, but this is really a really cool one to have, and somewhat collectible one. So I was really happy to find this there. They had this marked at $6.50, which is a pretty good price for that. disc. Next up is one I have on vinyl, and I really love this album, and I wanted to have it on CD as well. I may get rid of the vinyl at some point just to keep the CD. And this is the Fixes React. It's kind of half a live album and half studio album, but it's really good. If you like the Fix, you'll really enjoy this. Really good stuff here. And I think the CD has at least one extra track on it as well. So yeah, I was really glad to find that. And that one was $6.45. All right, then these next three, it happened to be right around the time Aaron Carter died, and they had just sort of put several Aaron Carter CDs out, and I picked up three of them that I didn't already have. So this first one here is Aaron Carter's Oh Aaron. It was $2.95. This one was $3.15. Aaron Carter, Another Earthquake. Back. And this last one is self-titled. I think maybe this is his first one. Aaron Carter, $4.75 for this one. So that does it for my CD find. Now let's talk about some DVDs and Blu-rays. First up, I got a stack of Blu-rays from the Humane Society. These were all $1 a piece. First one we got here is Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. Of course, I have seen this before, but it's been a while, and I wanted to go ahead and grab it on Blu-ray to have it in the collection in case I want to see it again. So that was a cool find. A Good Day to Die Hard. I have not seen this one yet. I'm hoping it's good, but for $1, I will give it a shot. Another one I haven't seen yet. This is one of the newer Mission Impossible movies, Rogue Nation. Heard sort of mixed reviews on these, but it's a Mission Impossible movie. It ought to be worth watching for $1 once. And last but not least, we got James Bond 007 in Skyfall. So one of the newer Bond movies. And still has its slipcase, and it is actually still, this one's still sealed, which is cool. So brand new Blu-ray with a slipcase for $1. Definitely grab that. All right, and then this last stack of movies I have here, I'm not sure where they came from. I think they are probably from Goodwill, just looking at them, but not sure. Some thrift store somewhere I found this stack. We got a Blu-ray version of Spider-Man 3. I've been wanting to see the Spider-Man movies again recently for some reason, and it's kind of the superhero I most enjoy, and so I want to pick these up when I find them. So we got Spider-Man 3. So I Married an Axe Murder, Mike Myers. I have never seen this movie before. I've heard a lot about it. Never saw it, so that one's available when I do want to see it. We got Closer or Closer. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Seemed like an interesting kind of seemed like an interesting movie, so I went ahead and grabbed that one. And then another one I get tormented with being named Wesley, but this is The Princess Bride, and this is a Blu-ray release of it. So yeah, go ahead and pick that one up. It is in the Criterion collection, but I don't think I need to have the Criterion version of that. Unless I find it in the thrift store, then I'll pick it up, of course. But next one, got some DVDs here. This is National Lampoon's Senior Trip. I don't think I ever saw this one. I don't remember seeing it anyway, so it's a National Lampoon movie. It'll be fun. That'll be a fun watch. This is one I do love and have seen many times. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It's been out of the collection for a while. I wanted to get it back in the collection. Kind of getting to be a classic now, so do enjoy that one. This is another one. I saw this in the theaters when it came out. Enjoyed it. It's been a while, so Tom Hanks, Turner and Hooch. Looking forward to revisiting this at some point. Another one, great documentary here. If you're into any kind of motorsports at all, you will enjoy this. Even if you're not, really, it's a great documentary as it is, and that's on any Sunday. Great documentary about motorcycle racing, and I could care less about motorcycles. I'm into cars and racing, but this is just an excellent documentary on its own. Classic from the 70s, I think, is when this was originally released. 71 it looks like. So yeah, great one. And then last but not least, a really fun stand-up comedian that I've liked for a while now. This is Robert Schimmel with this Life Since Then, classic stand-up routine, classic stand-up concert from Robert Schimmel. Really funny. I've enjoyed this one for a long time. So that does it for my November digital finds. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave me any comments you have down below, any questions. Happy hunting. Have a great day, great night, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.